Okay, yeah, good. Good evening, great minds. Good evening to everyone who have been waiting. Yeah, we're starting right now. We're starting. Okay, thank you. Okay, good evening. Good evening. My name is Mabini-Adesanya. So if you're here, just please type in into the chat section your name and where you're joining from. Your name and where you are joining from. So quickly, let's share the link to our friends, to our network of school leaders. We are starting day 2 right in a moment. We are starting right now. We are starting right now. Okay. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so let's try to share the invitation across. Yes, beautiful. So sending the notification to the WhatsApp community and it to everyone so we all can be part of the session this evening. Good evening. For those of us who are here live, let's send in the chat section our name and location. So let's meet and greet while we start the session in a moment. Okay. Okay, so please let me know if you can see my screen right now. Please let me know. Can you see my screen? Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, Mrs. Sonisha B. Good evening. So if you're joining us, type in the chat section your name and the location where you're joining us from this evening. Can you see my screen? Can you see my slide? Is my slide up? Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Because last night my slide didn't come up all through the session. I don't know what happened. Okay, so yes, thank you. Please share the invitation to all your friends. We're starting in a moment. Welcome to day 2 of Leadership Boot Camp. Back to school. Beautiful. You can see the slide. Okay, Mrs. Iwabeze. Thank you. Where are you joining us from? Mrs. Unkiru from Abuja. Beautiful. Good evening, ma'am. Nice to meet you. Good evening, ma'am. Nice to meet you. Okay, good evening, everyone. If you're joining us, please type in the chat section your name and location, your name and where you are joining us this evening. Your name and where you are joining us. Let's meet you. Let's meet you. Yesterday we had school leaders from Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Kaduna. So let's see the locations we have this evening. Let's see. Yes, Ogun State. We had Ogun State yesterday as well. We had Ogun State. So let's see your name and where you're joining us from. Your name and where you're joining us from. Thank you for staying up at night, all for the kids and of course for our businesses as well. Okay, at exactly 8:42, We'll dive in right away. Let's just hold on for 2 minutes while others join us. So as you're joining in, please type in the chat section your name and where you're joining us from, and share the link with your friends, school leaders in your network. Share with them. This session is free. It's open. What we want to achieve is we want to achieve schools that are profitable and sustainable. We are committed to helping schools become profitable and sustainable, and this is a commitment. It's a mission. So as much as possible, we are putting our best foot forward. So share with your friends. Don't limit this to yourself. Okay, good evening, ma'am. Okay, Mr. Agada David, the proprietor of Light Rose International School, Ikorodu, Lagos. Nice to meet you, Mr. Agada David. Nice meeting you here. Nice meeting you here. Beautiful, beautiful. So we have just 1 minute to roll in. Last night, our focus was on building the culture of quality in schools, and we emphasize that quality is not a day event, it's not a makeshift arrangement just for the sake of inspection. It is culture. It is what can bring the main secret to school growth is in quality, and in the quality of everything we do every day, from our vision to mission to values to academics to operations to everything in between, to child safety, child protection, everything. So if you missed last night's session, the link is still accessible. We are not pulling it down. It's accessible. You can watch the session you missed at any time. It's open. So we are starting right now. Okay, Mrs. Aderinwale Mujidat from Lagos. Mrs. Aderinwale Mujidat from Lagos. Nice meeting you. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so today is day 2, And our focus for day two is on financials, right? Getting our financials right. Getting it right with financials. Of course, not every one of us went into to business school, or I'm sure not every school leader attended business development sessions before starting a school. Mostly people started, due to their education background, the love for kids, and the feeling that yes, if I do this, I'll be adding value to the society and as well add value to my pocket, right? So, okay, Mrs. Moji, that's excellent child homeschool Lagos. Nice meeting you, ma'am. All right, so this gap, this gap, oh, Mrs. Owenazi. Good evening, ma'am. Welcome, 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 ma'am. So, because of this, there is knowledge gap when it comes to business. When it comes to understanding the school itself as a business. In fact, some people confuse it. When you say a school is a business, they tend to think that when you call it a business, it means you want to water down the quality, you want to reduce the quality. No, is it possible to reduce quality when you're talking about business? When it is business, it means you prioritize the quality, and then you get your numbers right, and you do everything possible to achieve what you have on your financials, right? So a school is a business, except if you are running a charity foundation, which is fine. I've shared a video. I did a video sometimes back, I think probably around last year, where I explained that there are three models of schools. Let's get it right now. There are three models. The first model, a school can be a charity foundation, a not for profit. Okay, and for not for profit, what does the not for profit organizations do? They raise funds from they raise funds, from people, organizations, and all of that to support learning. So for a not for profit school, the children they may be paying zero naira, zero kobo, or probably they are paying a little amount, maybe 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira. Presently, there is a school in Abuja, one of our people, and she's doing very well. She runs 100 naira a day school. So once you bring 100 naira to the school, you have access to education for that day. Okay, so but that is a not for profit. So what the structure for a not for profit is different for the structure of, okay, the next one I'm going to talk about is the social enterprise. A school can be a social enterprise, that is, they get money, but let me say money that is just up to the costs of the education, no profit, right? But they raise funds from organizations, from third parties to support learning in that school. And whatever profit they get in a social enterprise, they put it back in the venture again, they put it back, right? For not for profit, they cannot spend their profit at all. The profit, the founders are only entitled to their salaries, the workers are only entitled to their salaries. Whatever profit, whatever amount they have left, they must put it back in the foundation. They must use it to grow the foundation, right? That is not for profit. But for a social enterprise, to a certain extent, the founders can earn a little part of the profit, but they must still put the profit back. They can get money, they can charge money, they can charge fees, maybe like 25,000 naira. Bridge schools did that for some years, and I think they are still doing it anyway. So that's a social enterprise. The third model, which is what most of us claim that we are doing, but by the time we sit with our financial records, we see that it's more of a charity foundation. Okay, so the third part is that a school can be a business venture, right? So tonight's session is for schools that are business ventures. Though if you are a social enterprise or a not for profit, you can also learn something. But then this is mainly for schools that are business ventures. So what business ventures mean is that you want to provide education for children. You want to provide quality education, but and in as much as you want to do that, you also want to earn something reasonable, something tangible, right, out of it. You want to earn return on your investment because you're bringing in money from you are raising funds from your pocket, your friends, you are bootstrapping. So if you are bootstrapping means you're getting money from, you know your personal money, right? Bootstrapping your personal money, your friends who want to give you money, donations and all of that. So you are bootstrapping. If you are bootstrapping for a business venture, it then becomes very important that you earn something in return. If you don't earn anything in return, the implication is that you will lose the motivation to continue, right? And when you lose the motivation to continue, we see that sometimes depression sets in, sometimes confusion sets in, and when the leader is no longer motivated, I mean, when the school leader is no longer motivated, it affects the culture of the school environment. Like the strength, the motivation is not there, and before you know it, people are just there. Teachers are just doing their work sluggishly. you know they are not happy because the oga is not happy, the oga is not sharing happiness. And why is oga not happy? Oga is not happy because there is no return. It's like the oga is just putting money in and nothing is coming out, right? So tonight's session is for us to understand the business part of our school business. I hope you understand. So let's get in right now. So financially fit school, we want to focus on just three aspects of financials: budgeting, pricing, and revenue models. Our session for tonight. Of course, in financials, there are several other parts of financials, right? But we cannot cover everything all in one session. So we're focusing on budgeting, pricing, and revenue models for schools to become profitable. We want schools to be profitable because we believe that when schools are profitable, they can last longer. And when schools last longer, we can have a sustainable education system. And when the education system is sustainable, we believe that national development, it will help the national development. I hope you understand. So get it clear that it is not a sin to earn money, to earn profit from a school. It is not a sin. Are we together? It is not a sin. Stop being emotional about it. Don't let anybody put you in a box like, once you say you want to earn profit from a school, that means you are an evil person. No. Anyone who says you should not earn return on investment on a business venture is an evil person, not you. Right? So you should be bold enough, be confident enough. And what can give you that confidence is that you understand your financials, be competent about what you want to do, be confident, and earn your return. And as far as you're not doing anything evil for the children because you want to earn profit, that is fantastic. You are entitled to earn profit, except if it is a social enterprise or a not-for-profit. Yes, that is not entitled to earn any profit. So let's move on. Let's dive in. Let's dive in. Okay. So our objective tonight, I've explained briefly, is that we want to teach the fundamentals of school budgeting, right? How you can create realistic and sustainable school budget. We know that school, when it comes to budgeting, it is not the same budget for every school. No two schools, I don't think any two schools can actually have exactly the same budget. It may be similar, it may have similar structure, but in terms of figures and numbers, it cannot be the same, right? And then you how to price school services for sustainability. Don't forget that in all of this we are saying sustainability. What I mean by sustainability is long term. Anything you're doing right now, that if you continue it for the next 10, 20 years, it is not really showing that this part, if I work on this part for the next 10, 20 years, I really will not make progress. That means that thing is not sustainable. Example is, if you are bringing in money, maybe your salary from your retirement, your gratitude, your this and that, your inheritance, all of those money that you used to bring in. If you are bringing those money in, and the school cannot fund itself after 5 6 years, hmm, and you are not sitting back to really look at it critically, that what is wrong, what do I need to fix, how do I need to adjust this, what do I need to do? If you are not doing that, truth is, by the time that gratuity finishes, and then you are left with little monthly pensions, and then maybe the inheritance as well as finished or something. By the time you are not getting those external funds again, what happens to the school? How will the school survive? Right? How will it survive? So it means it is not sustainable if, because you think you have money from somewhere, you don't mind running the school on charity. You can, if you want to run charity, could do NGO model and get funds from third parties and make it sustainable, right? So setting prices that really match the value that you provide, yet competitive, right? Your pricing should be profitable yet competitive. I'll tell you how you can do that. When it comes to value, your pricing should really match your value, but be competitive. And then we're also going to explore, alternative sources of school revenue, right? Beyond tuition, we'll explore alternative sources of revenue for the school, okay? And then we'll share with you. Yes, we have something fantastic that you all will share with you by the end of the session, right? Some financial monitoring tools that can really help your business, right? And in the next few months, in fact, we'll be committing ourselves to developing lots of tools that you find helpful for your school. We just did one, and I love it. I love it. I'll share with you when the time comes. So why school finance matters? I wouldn't want to take your time here. I've explained that when you understand your financials, um, it helps your business to stay strong and last. That's number one thing you should understand. It helps your school to stay strong, and it helps it to last. And by when I say it helps you to stay strong, is that the quality of the of education you are able to provide, you'll really be able to do the things you want to do, right? When finances are not right, you have ideas that you want to execute, but the finance is not there, right? I don't mean some extravagant ideas, but there are some basic ideas that you want to try, but because maybe fees are not coming at the right time, or you are undercharging, or you are getting it, or you don't even know what to budget for what, before you know it, you've overspent on an aspect that you shouldn't have overspent on, and then you don't have enough to run another aspect of the school. And before you know it, the quality of the education you want to provide is not really there. You have the ideas, you have the concept, but the funds to run the ideas are not there, right? So, but when you understand school, finance, you'll be able to provide quality education. Your school will be able to stay strong. It will be able to last. You'll have well managed budgets, because one thing about budgeting is, once school resumes now, this is we are resuming on Monday. Between this week and the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, your account, you keep having credit alerts daily. But by the time it's fifth week, sixth week, seventh week, I don't think credit alerts will be coming in again if you have a policy in place to receive all your money on time. So if you don't have a budget, probably in week one you just spent or something. You buy you you over you buy what are happy. You and I, we know now.